It was late at night, and I was scrolling aimlessly through YouTube, watching random videos to kill time. A video about the darkest corners of the internet popped up in my recommended feed. The thumbnail was a black screen with the words, "They're watching you," in bold red letters. Out of curiosity, I clicked. The video was typical conspiracy theory fodder. Stories of hackers, dark web mysteries, and unsolved internet crimes. But halfway through, the narrator mentioned something that caught my attention. A mysterious forum called The Quiet Room. According to the video, The Quiet Room was an obscure corner of the internet where people shared stories, videos, and experiences that were too disturbing for mainstream platforms. The forum wasn't on the dark web. It was supposedly accessible to anyone who knew the URL. I should have stopped there, but I didn't. The video didn't provide a direct link, but it hinted at keywords to search. Within minutes, I found it buried deep in the results of an unassuming search engine. The website's homepage was stark, just a black screen with a single line of text. "Welcome to the Quiet Room. Enter at your own risk." Below that was a login button. There was no option to sign up, which made me think I'd hit a dead end. But when I clicked on it, I was surprised to see it didn't require credentials. It let me in. The forum's layout was crude, like something out of the early 2000s. There were no profile pictures, no colorful banners, just text threads with titles like "The Screaming Man," "Don't Watch the Tape," "The Room That Eats People." I started browsing out of morbid curiosity. Most of the threads were written like ghost stories, creepy but obviously fake. But one thread stood out. It was titled, "Do You Hear the Knocking?" The original post was short. "If you're here, it's already too late. You'll hear it tonight. 3 knocks, don't answer." The replies were all over the place. Some people laughed it off, calling it a cheap scare tactic. Others claimed they'd heard the knocks and that their lives hadn't been the same since. I rolled my eyes and closed the tab. It was nothing more than an elaborate prank, I told myself. But then, that night, I heard it. I was lying in bed, scrolling on my phone when the sound came. 3 slow, deliberate knocks. They weren't coming from my front door though. They were coming from inside the house. I froze. My rational mind told me it was just my imagination, a coincidence brought on by reading that stupid forum. But the sound came again. 3 knocks, this time louder, closer. My heart was pounding as I got out of bed. Grabbing a flashlight, I crept through the house, checking every room. Nothing. I convinced myself it was the old pipes or the wind outside. But the next night, the knocking returned. This time at 3 a.m. exactly. And this time, it was coming from my bedroom door. I didn't sleep that night. The following day, I went back to the quiet room. The thread about the knocking had grown. People were sharing similar stories, knocks in the middle of the night, objects moving on their own, shadows in the corners of their vision. One user posted a video, a grainy clip of their bedroom door rattling violently as the knocks echoed. I scrolled through the replies, desperate for answers. Then I saw a comment that chilled me to the bone. "You can't stop it. Once you hear the knocks, it knows where you are. Don't try to run." That night, I stayed awake. Every light in the house turned on. But the knocks came anyway. 3 sharp raps, this time on the wall right next to my bed. I screamed, throwing the flashlight in the direction of the sound, but there was nothing there. By the 4th night, I was losing my grip on reality. I stopped going to work, stopped eating. I couldn't think about anything except the knocks. They weren't just at night anymore. They followed me everywhere. At the grocery store, I'd hear them faintly in the aisles. Driving, I'd hear them against the car windows. I went back to the forum, desperate for a way out. One thread caught my eye. How to end it? The post was cryptic. You can stop it, but it comes at a price. Don't look in the mirror. It didn't make sense, but at that point, I was willing to try anything. That night, when the knocks came, I avoided every mirror in the house. It didn't help. The knocks grew louder, more insistent. Out of frustration, I finally looked into the mirror in my bathroom. And that's when I saw it. Behind me, in the reflection, stood a figure. Its face was pale and featureless, its body impossibly tall and thin. It was watching me, motionless, its head tilted as if studying me. I spun around, but there was nothing there. When I turned back to the mirror, the figure was closer, its hand reaching out. I don't remember what happened next. I woke up the next morning on the bathroom floor. The mirror was shattered, and my phone was buzzing with notifications. Every app, every website, even my lock screen, they all had the same message. 3 knocks, don't answer. I smashed the phone and left the house that day. I've been living out of motels, avoiding mirrors and sleeping with the lights on. But the knocks haven't stopped. And now, I think they're coming for you.